From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network at Troy, Alabama's International University, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for February 8th, 2017. I'm Nathaniel Rodriguez.
And I'm Samantha Charles. Thank you for joining us this evening. A new recreation center for Troy University students has been in the works for quite some time, and it seems that the project will break ground sometime later this year. However, tomorrow night, the Student Government Association is holding a town hall meeting to give students some updated information about the long-awaited project. Sarah Singletary finds out what the SGA has planned.
The Student Government Association is calling all Troy University students together for a town hall meeting about the new recreation center. Once completed, the rec center will be located near Sartain Hall, but other than the location, SGA President Olivia Melton says many students aren't sure of other details. She hopes Thursday's meeting will fix that.
There are a couple of students on the advisory board for the rec center, and we kind of got together and decided that it's time for us to kind of tell students what's going on. There's been a lot of rumors and there's a lot of, this is going to happen or this is going to happen. So we want to make sure that everybody's on the same page and really excited about this project when it hits ground in August.
And once August rolls around and construction begins, Melton says she wants students to remember the big picture.
So we want to show them visually what it's going to look like from the outside so that they kind of know and we'll be able to see that. We also want to show them and kind of walk through the inside about what's kind of going to be in there, the functionality of it. That way that when students are having to face a lot of construction starting next fall, they're going to understand where it's going to be. They're going to kind of see the vision of it.
And a vision it has been, one Melton believes reflects students' requests.
I hope they're really excited. I think that this is everything that the students wanted. I think we have worked really rigorously with the administration to make sure that the students' needs and what we have had previously surveys put out incorporated into the rec center.
The town hall meeting will be held on Thursday in Patterson Hall Room 103 at 5:30 p.m. Sarah Singletary, Troy TrojanVision News.
Once again, the town hall meeting will be tomorrow night at 5:30 in Patterson Hall Room 103. Free pizza will be served and it is open to all Troy University students.
Earlier today, the brothers of Tau Kappa Epsilon were seesawing for a good cause out on the social quad in front of the Trojan Center. Jamal Kennedy has the story.
If you've been around the Dorothy Adams Center at all on Wednesday, you may have noticed a couple of guys on a seesaw. I can assure you, while it may have looked like fun, it was not for sport.
We are seesawing. We started at midnight, and we seesaw for 48 hours to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. We do a seesaw because the seesaw is supposed to represent your childhood, and since it benefits children, that's what we decided to do it for.
This is the third year that TEAC has held this philanthropy event, and both brothers and pledges submit a schedule ahead of time.
All of the brothers and pledges at the beginning of the year or semester, we submit our academic schedule. That way we know what classes we have, we know when we're available, work schedule, that sort of thing.
48 hours straight, that's how long members bounce. For Fowler, he's had a few breaks here and there, but besides changing out shifts, the activity stops for nothing.
I've been out here off and on for about, since 12. First shift was 12 to 1, then I had one 2 to 3, 6 to 7, and now I'm out here 2 to 3 p.m., but we keep it running 48 hours no matter what.
And yes, 48 hours straight seems like a ridiculously long time to do something, but to Fowler, it's worth it.
Don't get me wrong, it gets a little physically taxing. About that 24, 36 hour mark, you start to really dig deep, but yeah, it raises money for a great cause for St. Jude, and I can't think of a more noble reason to be seesawing.
Jamal Kennedy, Troy TrojanVision News.
The money jars pictured in the story were a collection from sororities, and the sorority that collects the most money will make a donation to any 3 charities of their choice. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and some Troy students may be in the market for something for their significant others.
Well, the Student Government Association is making that possible gift purchase a little easier. Chelsea Law explains.
Hearts, chocolate kisses, it's beginning to look a lot like Valentine's Day. If you don't know what to give your special someone, then the Freshman Forum may be able to help you with their Trojan grams.
If you want to send a Trojan gram, what you're going to do is you're going to come to the TC tables on Tuesdays, and you pay $2, you pick out your candy, you just sign up.
You can choose from a different variety of sweets available to give to your suite, and it will be delivered to them.
You can come and you can choose your different kind of candy, be that Sour Patch Kids, Hershey's, Snickers, Skittles, that sort of thing. And you can write down like the phone number of the person that you're sending it to, like your Valentine, and you can kind of surprise them because they're going to go and deliver them to the people. And so that they, just like a fun way to kind of like the Valentines or the candy grams that you got in school.
Don't have the money today? Don't worry, because
we'll be doing this for the next couple weeks leading up to Valentine's Day.
Trojan grams can be completely anonymous if you don't want the person to know you sent it to them. Just indicate that at the time of purchase. Chelsea Law, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Trojan grams will be on sale in Trojan Center for the rest of the week.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
Thank you for sticking around and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Sports. The start of softball season is almost upon us as the Troy team is gearing up to head down to Boca Raton, Florida this weekend and start the season strong in a tournament hosted by FAU. Now, as Seth alluded to, we haven't been experiencing the most winter-like conditions this year, but that's exactly what the softball team needed. Head coach Beth Mullins talks about the impact the weather has had on practice.
The ability of us to live in South Alabama and pretty much get Florida weather the majority of the time, and then when February came along, it was 75 degrees. I mean, that's going to prepare us a lot for what we're about to go down to in South Florida. So, yeah, being on the field, you can't replicate being on the field. So the fact that we've been on the field has helped us a lot and get better, and I think our girls will take that when they actually put it into the games.
We'll see how their hard work pays off this Friday in Boca Raton in a doubleheader against Bethune-Cookman and North Florida. First pitch is at 12:30 p.m. While the softball team is about to hit pay dirt, the Troy baseball team has another week of practice before their season starts. This practice will not go without some note-taking, however, as the Sunbelt Conference has released the coaches' preseason poll. Defending national champion and Sunbelt newcomer Coastal Carolina came in the #1 spot in the East Division with 70 points. But it's Louisiana Lafayette that stole the coaches' hearts and points with the overall #1 vote at 72. Troy came in at #4 in the East Division with 39 votes, following Coastal Carolina, South Alabama, and Georgia Southern. Troy kicks off the season February 17th at home against Xavier. After taking a victory from the Jaguars of South Alabama this past weekend, the women's basketball team is getting one more night's rest before taking to the court again tomorrow night to square off against the Warhawks of Louisiana Monroe. Troy is currently second place in the conference with a positive record of 5-4 on away games. If Troy wins, their overall record will be 16-6 with a 9-2 conference record. In breaking down the game, head coach Chanda Rigby talks about two ULM players in particular.
Well, they have a very big dominant post player, rebounding post player that we feel like we have good players to match up against her, and they have a very, very good point guard that would actually be very good in our system. So we're used to playing against that style every day in practice, so we feel like we have good matchups for that game.
The Trojans will tip off tomorrow night at 6 p.m. in Monroe, Louisiana. And speaking of women's basketball, one Trojan in particular is receiving the spotlight. Senior Lauren Day won the Female Collegiate Award presented by the All Sports Association. The Niceville, Florida native led her Choctawhatchee High School team to a near-perfect 56-3 record during her junior and senior seasons. Her resume doesn't stop there, though. During her tenure as a Trojan, she's played in more than 80 games and started in 20 over 21 games as a senior. The awards banquet held by the All Sports Association will be this Friday in the Northwest Florida area, but due to her game with ULM, Day will be unable to attend the banquet.